Sandra, as people remember, she was the Georgetown University student who became I guess she was in law school there, and she became an advocate for including birth control in the health care plan that students got, because students who do not have a lot of money, no matter what, law school, undergrad, that the birth control should be covered, because it is a basic health care need of every woman. Who is having sex or might have sex.
The percentage of women who use birth control sometime in their life, 99. 99% of women who use birth control. 99. Right. Okay, here we go. So that means all of them.
Right, and we're not talking about condoms.
No.
We're talking about
drug. A pill.
A pill. The pill.
Yes.
So now Sandra Fluck for a time thought she was going to run for Congress. She has since, I think, amended her plans, and she's running for the state Senate out here in California. Good for her. So the Maine GOP, because who the fuck knows why, came out with an ad, I guess, or a post on their Facebook page with a picture of Sandra Fluck as she testified in 2012 about that issue at Georgetown and in support of the Affordable Care Act, Obama's, what many people call Obamacare. And it said, can't afford birth control, with the picture of Sandra Fluck, paid $1,740 filing fee to run for Congress. And this is a party that every week has to reset itself and say, no, we're not hostile to women.
No, we're not hostile to women. No, we're not hostile to women. So this is a joke that the right wing likes to make constantly, right? So the joke is, oh, Sandra Fluke wants us to pay for her birth control because she's a whore, because she had sex. And it's like, so these are always men saying this. Who I just don't understand. Who do you think this is working? You know, women, all women use birth control. So who is this working? Republican women, Christian women, Muslim women, old women, young women, medium women, big PD, fat PD, in between PD. They all use birth controls, a birth control drug. I don't understand who this appeals to try to slut shame a woman for using a drug that every woman uses. So basically, it's just every time they do, but this is great, every time they try to slut shame Sandra Fluck, they just make themselves look like Dean Werner in Animal House. They just look like idiots. They look like Aunt Bee on the Andy Griffiths. They're so out of touch. Like, what kind of dork moron? First of all, who's against having sex? B, who's against women having sex? And 3, who's against birth control? What kind of a weird Mormon frickin' birthday cake did you pop out of? Are you shitting me? You're against birth control? Anyway, so and that's the Republicans, and they don't understand why Romney lost 2-1 in the single women vote to Barack Obama. They have no idea. They can't get this, yet they still think that women who want to have birth control included in their health care plan are sluts. And that's the way to beat them, is to slut shame a perfectly normal woman. You want to have sex? Whore. I'm a Republican. Thanks.
I mean, so many of the comments then that showed up on the page are so hideous. And of course, you remember how hard Rush Limbaugh went after her.
Yes!
Right.
3 days he called her a slut, Rush Limbaugh. For 3 days he called her a whore. MSNBC was going to apologize, by the way. MSNBC will apologize.
Sandra Fluck is wealthy enough to consider running for Congress. Why must you, me, or anyone else still pay for her birth control? Well, first of all, by the way, she paid the filing fee, but if she did run for Congress, or if she runs for the state Senate, whatever the filing fee is, that's going to come out of the money you raise.
Yeah,
your campaign.
That's not coming out of her birth control money?
Yeah, it's not coming out of her slut money.
Her slut money, that's right, her slut money.
Sandra Fluck for Congress 2014, you've paid for her birth control, now you can pay her salary. Sandra Fluck is too poor to pay for her own promiscuity, but she can run for Congress.
Her promiscuity.
Promiscuity. And there were things that were far meaner than that. By the way, the names of all these, Jim, Todd, Kurt, Ken, another Jim, and another Ken. So again, as you said, all men have these horribly hostile, awful things to say about Sandra Fluck.